1, 2, 3. This is the Cider Ranch Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Mike.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 14 of Cider Ranch. Hi, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're doing one thing that I hate, which you always do. You never have a semblance of what we're going to go into.
Yep. You're
right after it. Usually I like to have a little bit going on for what I want to write down and chat about something and have some topics of discussion before chatting. But what do? Nope. Let's hit record. Nothing in between, nothing afterwards, nothing before. We're just going to hit it live.
Does it bother you?
You're a simp bitch. And so I just...
I'm a what?
Simp.
Okay.
All kidding aside, honestly.
Can I look up what simp means? Just tell the tendies and the crusts?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, sorry, before that, thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in to episode 14 of Cider Ranch. We want to thank all of our chicken tendies and pizza crusts for dipping in one more time.
Dip it in the ranch, dip it in the ranch, dip it in a cider ranch. Benny, take it away.
Cider ranch.
A cider ranch. Dip it in a cider ranch. Come on, baby.
Continuous dipping.
One more. Give me one more line.
Nope. Tell them what simp means.
Come on, just at least do it once because you literally have the voice of an angel and I just want to hear it.
I'd rather eat a chip.
Okay, fine. A simp is somebody who will say anything to please someone. That's what a simp is.
Great. Another fantastic start to an episode.
Simp. Someone who does way too much for a person they like. Simp.
I think like the definition of a simp is just like...
That might be my favorite word of all time, simp.
You know when you're chatting about fucking like pet peeves the other day and we were chatting about things that pissed us off?
Yep.
I think the term simp kind of falls into that category of just basically someone... Cool. Little audio.
Sorry. My bad.
I think a simp kind of falls into the category of like things that are either kind of annoying or things that you like. Because it's like a simp is basically someone who is trying to really please someone and trying to either get something from someone, but trying to please them to the extent that they make themselves kind of look bad. So it's a very sad display.
Yeah.
Kind of goes into like our pet peeves that we're talking about.
Dude, but there's something about that word that's just so funny. Like, you know, when you say certain words and you hear like simp, just the way it's articulated and the way it sounds, if you just have a little oomph behind it, it wrecks me every time.
I think it's the imp.
Sometimes I keel over in laughter. Like,
how does one keel?
You just
Explain keeling.
I guess it's just when you crumple.
Cripple.
Hold
on. Speaking of imps.
Here we go. Of what?
Here we go. Imps.
Imps?
You said, speaking of imps, Tyrion Lannister drop right now. I've been at trial for being a dwarf my entire life.
But Tyrion, you may have been a dwarf for your entire life, but you are but a simple man.
Why did your eyes go to the back of your head when you do that?
What? Do I look like an English bulldog when I do it?
You look like an old wizard that has had too many hours sipping brandy and studying old, dirty books.
Oh, speaking of wizards, you know what I just thought of?
What?
The guy that played Bilbo Baggins died.
Bilbo Baggins. Which one was that?
The guy that played Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, not the actual guy that played Gandalf.
Well, no, because like
my mind's slow tonight.
No, it's okay. I made the connection because they were like The Hobbit, right? But yeah, he died. I think it's Sir Ian Holmes or something. He was like 88. He literally died, bro, like 2 days ago or like a day ago. It was like this. It was sad.
It's actually sad.
Because I keep thinking of that scene where he's in Rivendell, and I think it's Frodo that goes up to him on the bed, and then all of a sudden he goes,
turns into like a fucking goblin face.
Yeah, he looks creepy.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it the first time, I actually got scared.
It was actually, if you're not, it's such a nice little scene because the whole part of it being in Rivendell is like so pretty.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's so pristine. It's so nice. It's being protected by elves. And all of a sudden you just see this creepy half man with hair on his feet turn into this like orc thing. Bilbo, the ring's still in your pocket.
Bilbo, the rings. Oh, I must have forgotten it was there. Is that what he said? And
Something like that.
He's like, I forgot it was there.
Can we just do an episode where we're just doing Lord of the Rings voice impressions?
Yeah, we can kind of do it a little bit right now if you want.
Up to you.
Start me off. Let's see what we got. Oh, can I do one?
Let's hear you. No, you start. You start. It's fine.
The one I want to do, I think we did on episode 1 or 2 already.
Who cares? Do it again. Let's hear it. We'll go through a couple, and then once we kind of feel that it's getting kind of cringy, we'll move on.
Okay, I'm gonna say the first part.
Okay. And
then I want you to say the next part.
I think I know what it's gonna be.
It's Gandalf when he's on the bridge.
Of course.
I'm gonna say the first part. Okay.
Okay.
So audience, picture this. He's standing against the Balrog. Is it fires or flames?
Flame.
The dark flames will not avail you.
Flame of Odin.
One more time, but reverse. You go.
The dark fire shall not avail you.
Flame of Odin.
Come on. Do you guys not feel like you're transferred right to the Mines of Moria? You have to be.
I feel like I'm in bad luck.
If you don't feel like you're standing behind Legolas's beautiful golden hair when that's happening, then there's something wrong with you. Okay.
Ben.
Yes.
You are my Benny.
Wait. I want people to know what that is.
Hold on. Can I just say it once though?
Yeah.
Ben.
Yes.
You are my Bella.
If you guys remember the first movie, when they're trying to figure the riddle to get in the door in the mine, they look at it, and then I think Frodo says, "Oh no," and Frodo says, "Speak, friend, and enter." What does that mean? And then Gandalf goes, "Belloc," and it's so randomly put in the movie, like he's just.
Is it Melloc like melon or Belloc like bellow?
I'm gonna be honest.
Belloc.
I don't know.
Melloc.
Okay, let's hear your Gimli. Come on, you don't do a bad Gimli. Let's hear it.
Okay, say.
Okay, I got you. I'm Aragorn, and I'm about to grab your beard. What's the phrase?
What is it?
It's nobody tosses a dwarf.
Okay, we need to do 2 lines right now. Okay, we need to do the one where Legolas says something to Gimli, and then Gimli says the thing. I think it's in episode 3.
Oh, that's only counts as one.
Oh no, it was Gimli. Gimli. He goes, okay, I'm gonna say the first part. You have to nail it. Ready?
Okay, I don't know.
I never thought I'd be fighting side by side with an elf.
How about side by side with a friend?
I think that sounded more like a Hobbit than this.
Hold on.
I gotta admit, for not planning anything before, I'm liking this.
That was impressive.
So, what about?
Hold on. Can we do that one more time, but reverse? I like flipping it around.
Okay, done.
I'm gonna make it sound really simpy.
What is the line again? I never thought I'd die.
I never thought I'd. I think it's die fighting side by side with an elf.
I never thought I'd die sitting side by side with an elf.
How about side by side with a friend?
I don't know what
it would be perfect if the next scene was just Gimli bitch slapping Legolas,
or if just side by side with a friend, and then Legolas immediately dies. Yeah. Just bye. Oh, there's that other scene, the Council of Elrond. So remember, everyone goes, "You have my bow and my sword and my axe."
And it would be like a really random one to be doing in there. Like, imagine another wizard in there. He's like, "And my puffer." What the fuck?
And my wand.
We've
already got a Gandalf. We don't need a third or a second.
I got another one that I've tried really hard to do from the third movie. And it's when, the female, is it Eowyn, that's fighting, the Witch King of Agmar. And the Nazgul's there. And then the guy goes, oh, the Witch King, and she's about to stab him or whatever, and he goes, the bad guy goes, fool, don't stand between the Nazgul and his prey. And then she goes, I am no man. And then she stabs him through the face. I love that part.
Jesus. That part was like, I am no man.
I actually did get chills the first time because unlike you, I had never read any of the books. Did you read the books?
I read like The Fellowship 3/4 of the way about 2 dozen times.
Like, for it's funny for a book that seems to be like, well, obviously it's an amazing book. For something that you've seen in the movies where it's like, oh, I could get into this. It's a tough read. It's not like you can't just consume that book. Like
Tolkien's very descriptive, and I don't know if I'd use it's hard. I don't want to use the term dry, but it's very wordy and it's got a lot of just a lot of descriptive words. So
when you're choosing to use like size 7 font, like I mean, like what 7 font? There's like 40 lines per page, and the books are into like their 600s and 700s.
Yeah,
it's funny. I've been trying to get more into reading like The Witcher because it's a lot easier to read compared to like to the other kind of things and that, and like the story of Geralt and how he becomes the Witcher and things like that is actually, I love it.
What do you think of the Netflix show The Witcher?
I loved it, and
really?
I actually got Aaron hooked on it too because it's kind of, you know, for someone that hasn't seen it yet, I kind of describe it between. In my opinion, it kind of combines the best parts of the magicalness of Game of Thrones with the best parts of the fighting parts of Lord of the Rings, which for me is just, both are already masterpieces.
Yeah. And
The Witcher for that. I mean, I think part of the writing could be better, but Netflix did what they could with it. But
right.
I thought The Witcher, obviously portrayed by, what's the guy's name that plays Superman? I can't remember what his name is.
Henry Cavill,
yeah. Cahill. He just ruins, or he destroys the role. He's so good at it.
He is really good.
He's got the gruff kind of like how he talks. He just kind of goes, fuck. Like that's actually how Geralt speaks with it. And I think if people didn't realize it, and they'd be like, why is he gruff talking like that? That's how like Geralt is portrayed in like the video games and how he talks in the books.
Do you think that there should have been like more of a prequel explanation of to like kind of what's going on, or do you like how they just jumped into it?
Because I get it, but it's
someone
funny
into it. Yeah.
When you're just jumping into it. They, without like giving too much away, when you watch the first kind of 3 or 4 episodes, it's almost like, you know, picture like a timeline. So we're at, let's say, going from left to right, 0 to 100. They kind of start you at like 80, and then they jump back down to 20, and then they go back up to 60. So they're jumping between timelines, but you don't realize that. And sorry if I'm spoiling it, guys, but you don't realize that until like the 4th or 5th episode.
Yeah.
And
honestly, bro, if you keep going, we might have to rename this podcast Spoiled Milk.
Spoiled Milk?
Yeah, because you're spilling it right now. And I'm choked.
Might be a perfect name. Don't choke on the spoiled milk, though.
I actually like that a lot. But but the Witcher series is good.
I love it.
I've only seen episode 1. I'll be honest. I love the action scenes. They're really good. I never played the game.
Very violent.
You lent me The Witcher 3, and I honestly, I swear,
I'll play it all. It doesn't play a single. Don't take a step in the world.
I did. I played.
Did you actually?
Yeah. When you gave it to me, within the first day, I played it for like an hour and a half, and I just stopped. Do you want to know why? Because
did you hate me?
It was because I was noticing the game was starting to be like too open world for me. Because it has an open world, right?
It's overwhelming. There's too much to do.
But okay, it's not that I'm like overwhelmed by it. It's just I find sometimes I like having a linear storyline in the beginning and then like maybe getting through the main story and then having options later. I find if you jump into too much too quick, especially with a game like that where I don't even know what I'm doing, I don't know, like I guess in a way I get overwhelmed.
I guess it's kind of hard with no context as well. Like you can like follow the main storyline, but like it for The Witcher, like in what CD Projekt Red has done, they drop at any given time you could be on like 30 missions.
Yeah.
Like 2 main quests, 5, 6, 7, 8 side quests, and then there's treasure contract quests, and then there's also Witcher contract where you just go and hunt down like animals. So it's like it is a lot, but like
are they coming out with the season 2?
I don't know if it's been like green lighted, but I would think they would have to because I think it was really popular. Like a couple months back, it was like the number one thing trending.
Yeah.
But
I think there's, you know what else is going to be coming out? I think next year. There's a Lord of the Rings TV series.
Oh, because they were doing like a prequel, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
No, sorry. I was thinking about or is it a Game of Thrones prequel? Because they were doing a Game of Thrones one, like how like Robert Baratheon came to.
They are, but didn't they scrap that because the writers quit? I thought they scrapped it, but the Lord of the
Robert's Rebellion.
Really?
Yeah. How you want like the victor of the trident with his like huge fucking war axe, and then all the jewels go into the water.
That'd be
when
so
it breaks
cool.
it.
But man's Lord of the Rings TV series is an upcoming series coming in 2021, Amazon Prime. A second
and Amazon Prime's getting that, huh?
A second season was formally ordered in November 2019.
So it's not out yet, or it is out? It is
no,
out.
It's not out. Like this, apparently it's done, but it's coming out next year. Production on the series was placed on hold in March due to COVID-19. Okay, so nice. It's still going to be done, but apparently in last November they greenlit a second season already.
Wow.
So it's just going to be called The Lord of the Rings. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Galadriel's in it. Robert Arameo is going to be playing like a big, I don't know who that is, but he's playing like someone pretty big.
Imagine if they somehow get Mads Mikkelsen, Tom Hardy, and Leonardo DiCaprio all in the same room.
Like for Lord of the Rings?
I'm just kidding. That's like my actor's wet dream.
Like Mads Mikkelsen as Gandalf. Leonardo DiCaprio as Frodo. And who's the third one?
Tom Hardy can be Gollum.
Tom Hardy can be who's the most mumbly person on the show?
I mean, I would want to say one of the hobbits, but it's probably like Gimli.
What about like Sam in the beginning when he's like, I ain't dropping no eaves, honest. But like more mumbling.
True. And then have to get the mumbliness of Hardy on there.
Yeah.
Maybe Hardy could like channel his inner Lawless. What are you saying? I can't hear what he's saying in that. Bad guy like goes for his total like villainous monologue of the entire show. It's the moment it's climaxing, he goes, so what do you say to that? And all of a sudden Tom Hardy responds with sorry, can you say that again, please? Anyways.
Hey Tom, how are you? I just wanted to know if you want to order a pizza.
DiCaprio, what do you got to say about that? You just see emotion in his face because that's all he does, basically.
Just staring.
You actually kind of look like De Niro when you do that because he squints a lot, especially in his older ages.
Really? Are you saying I look like an older De Niro?
Yeah.
Like 70s, 80s De Niro?
Yeah.
That's rude.
That's a compliment.
Wait, like 1970s or 1980s De Niro, or like 70-year-old De Niro?
70-year-old De Niro.
Fuck you, man. Drink your cream soda.
You know who looks...
Have another chip.
You know who looks like literally just an old, wrinkly piece of leather now?
Who?
Larry King.
Oh.
I don't know why that just came into my mind, but I think we were thinking of just old men actors. And I just like...
He's not an actor.
That's right. Well, he's not an actor at all.
Old men actors.
Larry King stars in the next James Bond movie as the actor. James Bond just blows him over with a breath of air. Bye. Next on Larry King Live. It would be better than
Larry King.
You just see him holding onto a microphone. He falls. He just blows over and there's just bones on the ground.
That's #rando.
Anyway, do we have time to chat about what we just did for what we recorded previously?
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Well, yeah. Go ahead. Tell us what we're dealing with right now.
So yeah, in the last episode, you guys probably saw that we interviewed Mark Sargent, who was kind of a world-leading flat earther, and I thought, like, honestly, for when I went into it, I was highly skeptical, and of course, I still am highly skeptical, and I don't believe many of the things that he believes, probably, if not none of them. But what I liked about it is that he was super genuine, and what I liked about it too is that I didn't feel like he was trying to push things on us with how he was teaching me. Like,
right
at the end of it, like, I mean, at the end of it, I wasn't going, yeah, I'm going to believe in flat Earth. But at that time, I thought, like, at the end of the interview, he was saying certain things like, just, don't trust everything you read kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even like me, like, don't take what I'm saying to heart, like do your research kind of thing,
Right.
And there was some interesting points that were said, especially with like, how like looking onto the horizon for like the boats that were passing by.
Right.
And, things like that. I don't know. Like, what did you think about it?
I thought it was an interesting interview because I've never heard a man with just such conviction.
Yeah.
Like he just has such a strong belief in what he's saying. And even though it may not be the common viewpoint at all,
Yeah.
like let's just be real. Like,
Yeah.
He's a flat earth believer. And
Sure.
and that's his prerogative. Like who are we to like at the end of the day,
it's not hurting me.
No, it doesn't affect me. We thought it would be awesome content.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, let's bring this guy on. It's gonna be such an interesting interview. And you know what? I got nothing bad to say about him. He's just very upfront with us. He responded right away to us. Yeah. His communication was great.
Had a lot to say.
He had a lot to say.
I mean, I don't think there wasn't the back and forth that I was kind of expecting, but for interviewing someone, for interviewing our kind of first guest, I liked that. You have to take a back seat sometimes and let someone chat about what they're passionate about, and the passion did come out through with Mark. And I thought that at least if didn't believing anything, not believing anything at all, and everything aside, I thought he was again super genuine, super passionate, and it was just an interesting conversation. And we hope that you guys enjoyed things like that.
Yeah. I just think it was, I agree with you 100%. I just think it was an interesting conversation. And like I said, not everyone's, let's just be real. 99.9% of people will not agree with him. And we're in that boat too, but it is an interesting conversation. And we just thought it would be an interesting one to bring to you guys.
Absolutely.
And like, how interesting is it? Like, that's our first interview, right? Yeah. So like, we're just going to keep getting better and our feet wet. So each interview will allow us to kind of, do that.
Do you think right now that we could probably withdraw the pool of water for just a pool of ranch, and instead of getting our feet wet, like, are we now knee deep? What do you think?
We knee deep in ranch?
Yeah, because I mean, our feet can't be wet anymore. Like, there's got to be some portion of our body that's fully submerged in the ranch.
I'd say we're fully submerged in ranch.
Waist high?
I'd say belly button high in ranch. Like, if you wanted to,
it sounds delicious.
It doesn't though. It would be good.
Would you rather be the pizza crust or the chicken tender? Tendy, sorry.
A crust or a tendy? I'd go for a tendy.
Me too.
Because if you're going full pizza slice, hell yeah.
What do you think Mark would be? If he had his druthers.
If he had a pick?
I think he'd be a pizza crust for sure.
Why? I
don't know. I think that pizza crusts are kind of more steadfast in their beliefs.
I'll tell you why. I think a pizza crust is flatter than a chicken tendy.
Oh, well done.
You like that one?
That was really good. I really liked my comment, and that just kind of like totally asserted Dom over.
No,
mine.
I didn't mean. I really.
No, it was fine. I respect that.
But I really genuinely didn't mean to assert Dom on you. If are we still friends? Be honest with me.
End of SOAR?
Is this the end of SOAR?
14 in?
So
we're not even get to a 15. That's a big yikes.
Are we? Be honest. Are we calling it quits at 1-4?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Oh.
Mumbles. Just, I'm sorry, one more thing.
Yeah, lay it on me.
I'm into Peaky Blinders now. Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
And
here we go again.
I'm so sorry, but Tom Hardy is now in the show.
And
he's
over under in the amount of times you bring up Tom Hardy in this episode. I had it set at 13,000.
Are you keeping count?
You're at 12,999 right now. Yeah.
Oh my god. I will say, I feel like he's the character in the show that might not be. He might not be like a total player maybe down the road. He doesn't seem like that important, but he's pretty sick for what he's doing. And yes, you're kind of right. He kind of does mumble in this one, but I'm liking it so far.
That's good. Well, I mean, hey man, if you like it, keep watching. I'm going to give it another chance, but I want to put subtitles.
Give it a chance.
I will. All right. Well, this has been fun.
I liked it.
I'll let you, if you want to sign us off, you can do that. You can like throw me in a pool of ranch or something.
Okay,
Splash. Pizza
crust and chicken tendies. We end this number 14th episode by dipping Mike headfirst into a steaming vat of ranch. And we'll leave you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Have a good day.
Just can't end it on my sentence here.
Have a good night.
Can't stand it. I hate it.
It's time to snooze in my bed at night.
Someone leave a voice note and tell me how much that was bad.
I'm going to sleepy now. Good night, you ranch people and tendies.
Don't forget the pizza crusts.
Don't forget the pizza